This is Scarf. This is kind of a cool looking little platformer that I saw a trailer for, and I was like, that's adorable. I should play that game. It doesn't have a lot of direct, obvious relevance to the games that I that I work on, but you know what? Not every game I play has to, and sometimes the best inspiration will come from really surprising places. So I have not played this game at all yet. We're going to be playing it from the beginning together. So far, the only feedback I have about the game is this noise hurts my ears so badly. So I've turned down the volume a little bit so it's not as piercing, but when I first started this, I had the volume turned up for various reasons, and and scrolling down the list with the cursor like that, I felt like somebody was scratching on a chalkboard. Luckily, I'm doubting that this sound is going to be showing up throughout the game, but one of the problems was I was scrolling about it with a mouse. And I don't need to use a mouse. I think this is a platformer. I think I probably want to use a controller, so I'm going to grab my controller and use that, or try to use it instead. Yes, okay, it does work. I think it just took a second for it to kick in, but it does work. Before we get started, though, and I think this game might actually be kind of a good place to talk about. I don't know for sure. It might be a good place to talk about some of the differences between linear games and sort of more open-ended games. Because Cogs in the chat right before we got started was asking if State of Decay 3, which is still in pre-production at my studio, if it's likely to have director's commentary embedded into the game. And I was about to point out that the games that I've seen do really successful director's commentary tend to be highly linear games. Games like Half-Life 2 and stuff like that, or Portal, where it's like what path the player is going to take through it, so you know what experience they're having, what you can comment on that will be relevant to their experience. And the State of Decay franchise really prides itself on being very open and very player-driven, and actually we have a lot of troubles implementing tutorials in the game. It's like a huge challenge for us to get the right teaching information in front of you at the right time, because we genuinely have no idea what you're doing. We have trouble layering dialogue into the game, because sometimes we'll layer in we'll write some dialogue that seems like a nice quiet discussion somebody's having at their house, but you accidentally have that discussion during a raucous zombie fight. And it just feels completely out of place, and you can't even focus on it, and you miss key information. But we don't know from moment to moment what's going to be happening, and it's extremely complex to try to make every tiny piece of content or every tiny tutorial respond to a huge variety of different situations. So I doubt it would be very easy for us to put something like director's commentary in State of Decay 3, because, if it adheres to the rules of our franchise, it will likely be very open-ended and player-driven, which would make things kind of difficult. So, but this, Scarf, I get the impression anyway, we'll have to discover it together, that it's probably a more linear puzzle-driven game. So this might be the kind of game that actually would lend itself to director's commentary. But... Oh yeah, so Cog says, maybe there's during the credits roll or something like that, there would be opportunities to make comments. Yeah, sure, there could be places in a game that's largely open-ended where you could, provide some commentary, and that could be interesting. That's a worthwhile suggestion, and as our team grows and stuff, there does become, when you're a very small, scrappy team, everyone's wearing a million hats, and adding one more hat just sounds like it's going to kill someone. But as a team gets larger, you do get more room for sort of specialization and trying new things you wouldn't normally be able to do. But right now, the first things we're going to pour that kind of effort into is things like accessibility, more so than things like sort of like something a little bit more self-indulgent, like director's commentary. There's so many problems I think we're going to first try to solve for players before we, for their actual moment-to-moment experience with the game, and before sort of an extra layer like director's commentary. There's stuff we'll prioritize higher than that. But who knows? Especially as time passes, that might be the kind of thing, if people are interested in it in the community, who knows, right? Maybe that would be a worthwhile thing to put in. It's definitely not something we'll be thinking about now while we're trying to think of just our baseline priorities of what kind of game should this be and how should it ship, So anyway, I'm sitting here taking a bunch of time talking about this at the beginning. I'm hoping if you're watching this on YouTube and you found this boring, you skipped ahead until you saw something besides the main menu on the screen. So let's hit new game and get into this. Rannoth Court, I don't think I'm revealing anything weird by saying that State of Decay in general is an open world game franchise. That's not some big secret. Malitor, this game is called Scarf. Malitor was reading the title and expressing some uncertainty about whether it was Scarf or Scars. It is Scarf. Because your character has a scarf, and I think it might play into the gameplay, too. But honestly, I don't remember the trailers well enough. Okay. Star with a heartbeat? An ocean particle with a... Oh, no. Some kind of anglerfish? Yeah, I think I'm a humanoid anglerfish. Oh man, I just want to clip that like dangling piece of flesh. It feels like he's got like a hangnail coming out of his forehead. And I've got a... Is that a hole in my heart? Okay, so I had a beating heart and it died? Okay, I'm making fun, but this is actually gorgeous. What's happening? Ah! Is that my scarf? That might be my scarf. Oh, okay. Gonna get up. Hey, come back. Oh. That thing looks... It's making me think of Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation. Hello, friend. I can push Y to pet the dog. Can I pet the dog? Oh, I can't pet the dog. This game is in trouble with Twitter. Oh, what's that? X. Okay, why was one of these X and the other one Y? They both just seemed like interact buttons. I assume that's going to have some relevance to mechanics that I understand later in the game. Aha! It is my scarf. It's a pretty scarf.
The moment her crimson body touches the light flesh, her story is heard. Ages ago, she was happy. Mum was with her. Always. The whole cosmos was their playground. Until they attacked. They shredded her mum to pieces. She screamed and screamed. But they didn't stop. Until Mum was no more.
Yeah.
Then they used her mum's threads to escape from the beautiful cosmos and create portals to new worlds. She crossed the portal, trying to stop them. But it was too late. The cruel ones were gone. Mum was gone. Home was gone. She was alone, calling for Mum. Mum never returned. But now she has hope again. Someone has arrived. Fresh ears to hear the devastating tale. A being of light, kind and gentle. Someone who can help. You.
Okay, there's a couple of layers of this to me. First off, that's a horrific story. Holy cow. They tore that creature's mother to shreds and used her body to build things and make clothes. And now this thing is living in a world where stuff is made out of its mom? Like, that is extremely dark. For a game that is so glowy and cute, that is an extremely dark backstory for it to have. So I'm there for it. It's great. But the other thing is, I wonder if this game was originally written in a language other than English. Because Mom is such a colloquial word in English. It's something like, it's a term of sort of casual intimacy. It's a word that you use to address your mother and talk about your mother to your friends, but it's not a word that you would expect to see in like formal writing or like something that's meant to sound like it's got some grandeur to it. You never say mom in that scenario. You say mother. Or so, but the thing is, I don't know if it sounded like the narrator was saying mum and not mom, and I don't know if mum works a little differently in British English than mom works in American English. I don't know if it feels casual or if, you could imagine an elf talking about their mom. I can't imagine an elf talking about their mom. Like does Galadriel have a mom? I don't think she does. She might have a mother. I actually don't know how the elves were created. I think they were created, like, I don't know, out of the forehead of fantasy Zeus or something. I think they were made in some weird way, and they probably don't have moms. But no, wait, no. Because what's her name? Liv Tyler was someone's daughter. So they do. I don't know how Lord of the Rings works. Anyway, the point is, you know what I'm saying, right? It's odd. By the way, how is the performance on the stream? Because I just realized I often, when a game is like really pretty and it's kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit, I usually will try to reduce the resolution so that the stream performance is better, and I have not done that here. And so let me know if you're seeing any stuttering or anything in the output. I am going to mess with the camera here and invert it so that I can control it a little bit better. But yeah, let me know if I need to mess with this. Arwen is Elrond's daughter. Yes, says Raneth Cord. So he's correct. Elves do have mothers and fathers. Okay, so A to jump. Kind of a slow little floaty jump. Those are easy to use, which is nice. All right. Oh, so suddenly the glowy fog is gone, and we actually have a crisp sort of landscape here. Okay, so we've got this like bright red, kind of red, and then this green place over here. It really kind of stands out. Oh. Okay, yeah, so a few folks are saying that the performance is a little choppy, so I might take down the either the graphical detail or the resolution, which I don't think you'll notice that easily, to make sure that it's smooth. I think smoothness is probably more important. But okay, so here's somebody showing up and stealing some mum bits to make bracers or arm wraps. And then building an arch of some kind? These people have weird ambitions. Okay, real quick, just to make sure that we're doing the best we can with our performance here. Let's just go windowed. Oh, I can't change this. Why can't I change this? What if I apply windowed? Now I can change it. Okay, let's take down the resolution to be more like 1600 by 900. So I'm hoping... Oh, what happens if well, I'm hoping that will make it perform a little bit better. I'm not sure that it will. You shouldn't see much of a difference on your end. I'm playing on a high-resolution monitor, so most of that resolution that I was getting wasn't even going through to you anyway, so let's see if this performs a little better. Hello, friend. Oh, my scarf is very mad at that guy. Hey, give me back my mom bits. He seems kind of contrite about it, like I've caught him doing something obviously wrong and embarrassing. Okay, wait, so LT to run? Yeah, where did my scarf ran over here. My scarf wants to restore the mom bits to what? To the original place where they were put to ill use? Okay, I've got a little mark in the upper right corner. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. I push Y. Okay, so I can pet the dog. That's nice. Is that what I needed to do? Is that... Okay, I'm not sure what it wants me to do right now. Oh, I can push X while standing in the middle of this. That's what the icon in the upper right was. It was saying I should interact with this circle on the ground. Okay, so this is a game where I'm running around trying to collect things to deliver to a place to open a door. I feel like some of the other platformers we've played recently have had a similar structure. You land in a level, there's things you need to collect across the level, and when you collect them, you deliver them to one place and it opens the door to the next area. Now, is there anything... Can I interact with these things at all? Doesn't look like it. I think I just need to pass through this gate here. Coalition asks, if that thing was important, why was it unguarded? It seems like this is kind of a low population world. I don't think they've got people to spare to just be guards. I think that this might be a world where, like, there's a dozen people that live here, and that's kind of it. But we'll have to see. So, okay, so it looks like that doorway led to an entire world where I'm going to need to go and collect a bunch of stuff and bring it back to that gate. What are you? Gray symbol thing?
Where the waves sang, 3 pieces of darkness were waiting for me.
Okay. So there's this adult female voice speaking for the baby scarf dragon, and there's this like adult male voice speaking for the little heartless dude. And the voices just seem really deep and mature for these very kind of small, cute characters, which is kind of, it almost feels like maybe these characters after this story got much older and wiser and deep voiced, and that's who's telling us the story. It's weird having this guy represented by a voice. It's that sort of deep and mature and wise sounding. So this is definitely giving me some Journey vibes, obviously, from the fact that I'm wearing this scarf and it's acquiring symbols as I collect what seems to be like, I don't know, is this magical energy? Am I going to be expending this on something? Oh. Okay. Let's see. So I can't clear that gap yet, but maybe, like with Journey, there's something I can do with the energy I'm accumulating on my scarf that will allow me to do that. So do I need to fill the scarf up? Oh, what's this? Okay, I fed my scarf energy into this thing, but it looks like I might be short one symbol. Like, okay, yeah, it's flickery and it's not real. I'm betting if I jump on that, I'm going to fall in the water. I'm going to try. Yep, it's not real. And I was also curious what happens if you, like, quote-unquote, die. Okay, so is there one more? Oh, there it is. One more little piece of scarf magic that I can collect over here. Okay, so this looks like, so far I haven't seen a combat mechanic. So this might be sort of a peaceful, collection-driven platformer, which is cool. Like, yeah, that's actually that's kind of what I was expecting this to be. So give this one more dose. It's interesting, too, how they're just kind of... They're not really holding my hand. They're just sort of putting... they're giving me a very small space to navigate. And then filling it with things that they need me to learn how to interact with. But they're basically relying on me to be curious about what I can do here. And instead of just saying, here's the thing you need to interact with. Go to this now. Go to the next thing now. And sort of stepping me through it. They just put me in a limited environment. What? I have wings now? They put me in a limited environment where there's just not that many things that I can do, and figure that I am going to try to do the things that are available. Okay, so my scarf can get all wingy. And again, notice that they did not say, push A again to flap your wings. You know, they're just relying on me to experiment. Okay, that person's going that way, but I'm a video game player, which means I'm going to go the other way first and see what's available down this route. It looks like... Is this the dark version of the same thing I've been doing? Oh. Why? Why? Okay, did I need to press Y a bunch of times, or... I don't have my scarf. Why don't I have my scarf anymore? Hey, you. What's the deal? Alright, so does this thing not like being in the darkness? Like, if I step into this shadow again, I get cold, and I'm hitting Y. Do I need to hit Y? I don't know if hitting Y actually made a difference. Let's go over here, though. Push X.
She tried to cage that rebellion, to seize that freedom. Pyramid is waiting.
Pyramid? What's pyramid? So Cogs, as usual, is doing research into the voice cast and says that the female narrator is Catherine Kingsley, who is in Sea of Thieves, We Happy Few, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Dying Light 2, which I'm playing a lot in my spare time. So I haven't gotten very deep into Dying Light 2, so I'm betting I might not have heard her voice yet, but that's kind of cool. All right, so I gathered that thing. I don't know what value it had. But it seems like it was optional anyway, so maybe it kind of doesn't matter at this point. Can I go this way? Yes, I can. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing before. Can I get up this? Yes, cool. Feeling out the boundaries of what your jump can do is a really important part of a platformer. They give me a lot of different places to sort of try out my jump and see what it's like. Okay, well, these guys are making trees. Doesn't seem like the worst use of stolen magical energy. Oh, and he's making a waterproof bubble? That's a neat look. That's actually pretty cool. The camera is it shifts very quickly when I tap it, which is making me worried that I'm going to cause motion sickness for some of the audience. Hello. I hate you so much! Give me your things! It's so interesting how, like, overwhelming my power is when I'm coming up with these guys. So, like, wait, can I do what that other guy did? Oh. Wow! What a neat idea! What a neat idea! So I can set this down. What happens if I walk into the water? Oh, I can't. This is worth the price of admission. Just seeing how they've made this bubble in the water. Whoa. That is so cool. So I can just use this to cross to the other side. Wow, can I jump? And I can't jump with this, so I have to leave it on the beach. Clever move. You know, they deliberately set it up so that I can't jump with that, which means they can always put a barrier that keeps me from bringing this thing to a place where it could get lost or, you know, be out of reach of where I need to use it. But yeah, anyway, so how overwhelming the power of my character is when he encounters these other people is interesting. Like, you know, there's a lot of games where you expect that, oh, in order to wrest the power of this dragon back from these people, I have to beat them in battle. It's like the default thing that happens in a lot of games. And in this game, that's not the case. I just have to encounter them, and I overwhelmingly defeat them. The challenge for me is not, can I defeat these people in battle and get their stuff? The challenge is just, can I get to the people? So it's a platformer in the purest sense here. Okay, so there's a thing, some kind of challenge over here that I don't recognize or understand. So I'm betting this is a thing I'll learn how to do later. I'm betting this is probably the ability I'm going to unlock by going further in this game. So I'll ignore that bit for now. But yeah, La Coalición is asking, are you sure you're the good guy? I am not sure, actually. That's an interesting question. Like, could it be that this dragon's mom was a terrible monster? And that the people who pulled her apart to use her to build things are actually doing something positive in the world? And am I maybe going through and destroying their great works? That's not a crazy possible interpretation. So far, I haven't seen them do anything harmful aside from stripping that dragon down for parts. But, you know, that might be enough. Okay, so the dragon called my attention to this. Okay, so I can get... So I've activated the bridge, but it goes away when I'm not on this. So can I pick this up? Okay, I just saw a... There, X. Alright, yes, I can slide giant... You know, blue shells traditionally have been for a different purpose in video games, but, you know, I'll take it. And then, is this something I can also move? Okay, yeah, I don't know what purpose it has, aside from letting me up this, so I'll have to bear in mind that I've got a stair step that I can use, theoretically. Oh, wait, what? Wait, I thought that... Wait, what? Why is the shell... Did I do something that I didn't understand? I thought that I had left the shell on the pressure plate. Did I... Maybe I screwed that up and didn't understand what I did. That's weird. I don't know. I could have sworn that I had put it on the pressure plate. Oh. Oh, you freaking... Okay. Here's the puzzle. I need this step to get up onto the platform, but the step is going to hold still. And the turtle is not. So I need to use the turtle as my stair step, because that I only need briefly. And I need the bridge to stick around. I love this puzzle. Wow. That's so funny. Let's see. So I want to grab this, I guess. I mean, basically, you can know in a video game that when something... Oh, I can't actually... I guess I just have to step down off this. If something's under this much heavy guard, it must be important. I just don't know what for yet. Oh, wait. We've got a seacoast over here. Okay, well, I'm committed. I'm assuming they wouldn't have let me down here if this wasn't a good idea. I'm a little nervous, though. Hold on a second. Let's... I don't want to leave this area until I'm sure I'm done with it. So let's put this down. By the way, I also love that I can just sort of leave that in place. I imagine at some point, strategically leaving those little bubble things in place is going to be part of a challenge. Okay, so this is the thing I can't... I bet I can move a step here if I need to, but there's just like the little swingy hooks on the other side of it, so I'm betting I can't use that yet. What's over this direction? I think this is the way that I saw the little person go. So let's see if I can come over here, if there's anything I need to do here before I commit to crossing an ocean, which seems like it might take time. Also, I'm very curious what the... Oh, this is just a little lizard? Oh, I can kind of almost stand on it, but not quite. Aha! This has hooky deals on it too. Okay, so every other exit has got hooky deals. Oh, I forgot I could run. So that means, what that tells me is, if I go across this ocean to this other island, that's where I'm going to get the power to use the hooky deals. Cogs wants to know how this compares to Omno and Immortals Phoenix Rising. So, I've actually forgotten Omno. Which one was that? I play so many freaking games. It's very different from Phoenix Rising, though. Immortals Phoenix Rising is a mostly combat-focused platformer, open-world platformer. This is a much more... I mean, this is much more linear. It's not linear in the sense that... okay, oh, I'm making a commitment now. So I can only... I'm betting, yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting a new navigation ability here because I have no way back by the normal route. So I'm going to have to find a new way to traverse in order to come back from where I'm going. But anyway, yeah, Immortals Phoenix Rising is very combat-focused, and so it's a totally different thing. So this game, it's linear in the sense that you unlock one route at a time, and they can very easily predict what the player is going to do in what order, because they're tightly controlling what's possible. So this is the kind of game that could have a director's commentary, for instance. Whereas Immortals Phoenix Rising, you can do a lot of stuff in that game in a lot of different orders. Whoa! Alright. Okay, I think I know what I need to do here. And so that is more open-ended than this is. You can be in a particular place in Immortals Phoenix Rising, and the developers will have no idea what your purpose is there or what you're trying to accomplish because there's so many different things you could be doing. So, yeah, it would be hard to directly compare this one to that one, like stack them up next to each other. But X. Okay, so I can also use this little bubbly thing to activate machines. It's like giving it a dual purpose means that, it's like, yeah, I can navigate with it, but then I have to give up its navigational abilities in order to use it for other purposes. Which seems like makes it a potentially powerful tool. Was Omno the other one where I was going around, like, platforming and collecting little, like, bits of soul or something like that? Because that is, when I was saying that this, game is one of those games where it's a collection-driven platformer, I think it might have been Omno that I was thinking of comparing it to. Wow, it is hard to just jump vertically with this. Like, it is really wanting to push me laterally in some direction. That's an interesting way for it to work. I don't know if it's just exaggerating my movement and therefore, like, just chaos is causing it to send me places, but... Okay, so what am I trying to accomplish exactly before I try to move this somewhere? Like, am I trying to get up here? Oh, what happened there? So yes, it looks like that's what I'm trying to do. And it looks like I feel like I might be able to get to these platforms immediately, but the structure of the level is insinuating that I can't. Because it's giving me this platform that gets a little closer to me, I'm taking the implication that actually for some reason it would be difficult to go the other way. So I'm going to take the route that the game is seemingly telling me I need to take. I do have some air control, which is making the platforming a little bit more accessible, which is good. And then, yeah, this whole route seems like a very one-way sort of thing. Man, I love this idea that I'm just constantly deep underwater and I can only get around by moving this bubble around. It's just... This is so neat. Like, even if the puzzles in this section were crap, I would still be enjoying just the fact that I'm doing this. Whoever thought of this idea is a very clever person. I hope that they are highly proud of themselves. Okay, so... I'm going to bring this with me. Pull the lever. And now I'm filling something with more water? No, I'm draining something. Okay. Okay, so now there's less water in here. What did that accomplish? Because I still can't navigate this area. Okay, I've got this boingy thing, but I can't. I'm not sure where it wants me to use that thing to get to. I don't see a destination in here. I found the lever and I used the lever. Now, what happens if I use the lever again? Does it undo what I did before? Does it do more of the same thing? Oh, it does nothing. Okay, so it looks like I'm done with that. La Coalition says, how did the other guy do all of this faster? Yeah, apparently he knows what he's doing. I actually just played through a side mission in Dying Light 2 that I found kind of amusing, where you were trying to race. Oh wait, there's a step up there. You were trying to race this guy, and he kept winning the race uncannily, and it turned out that he was like, well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you the spoiler. It's kind of funny. But anyway, there's a sequence where there's a race and you're not sure why somebody else is going faster than you, and then you end up finding out why, and it's funny. Ah, okay, so we revealed this upper platform such that it doesn't need... And that's what that cutscene was trying to show me, was that there was an upper path. But I was so focused on... I didn't even realize where I was when I was watching that cutscene, so that's why I didn't understand it. So my character has got a lot of air control, but he also builds momentum pretty quickly. So it's pretty easy to sort of feel a little bit anxious while you're trying to navigate on these platforms. Boing. Because, you know, you do have air control so that you can exert some control over, like, where you land. But it's so swingy. Like, a little bit of movement in one way, in a direction goes a long way. I get worried about overshooting. But so far it hasn't screwed me over, so I think it's probably still fine. Oh gosh, what? Ah! Okay. All right. No! Ah! Dang it. Okay. We'll try that again. Okay, so this time I'm going to time it. I appreciate that if you're going to just drop somebody like that with... Oh, gosh! Okay, my timing was still off. At least they made the consequence of failure pretty light. So I actually can't jump while I'm on that moving platform, which is kind of a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay, let's try to get this right. So next time I'm going to jump when the platform is on its way but is nowhere near actually reaching me. Because... Yes, okay, that is much better. Okay, so these are just constantly phasing in and out. Let's wait until it's just barely come back. So, okay, so one interesting thing about this game is the fact that a lot of these jumps don't require your double jump. There's a lot of games where once they introduce the double jump, like literally every jump requires the double jump, and they expect that you're just double jumping constantly. This game is actually, our single jump is actually the right choice in a lot of these settings. Ah! Ooh. So yeah, these one-way platforms not letting you jump is interesting. Okay, I'm not even watching this because I'm not getting anything out of it. It's just such a quick sweep around the room. I got the implication that I need to grab a bubbly thing because that seemed like it was at the end of the camera move. That's kind of all I've got out of that. I really hope that the designers of this level are not relying on the idea that I got something out of that camera sweep. because like similar to the shot of the room filling, there's just a lot going on, and I there's a lot of different information I could be trying to get from that, and I did not get the information out of it that I needed. But I was able to feel my way towards it, so I'm hoping that will still be true here. By the way, how long have I been doing? I've been doing this, actually. You know what? I've been doing this for half an hour, or a little bit more than that, actually. So maybe I should break into the episode and say, okay, we got this far. This is a really neat start, but let's do the rest of this sequence in another level. So this is our introduction to Scarf, but we're gonna go a little bit further in another episode. But real quick, before I do that, let me catch up with the chat, make sure that I'm not missing anything here. So Cogs says that apparently, according to Steam's little labeling system where they compare games to each other, it says that God of War is like this game, which you're right. I mean, so there are aspects of it that are similar, right? I mean, this definitely God of War has a lot of solve the puzzle to get out of the room type sequences in it. It definitely is trying to make not the same kind of visual impact, but a similar level of visual impact. So I could see that being kind of true, but they're not the closest comparison in the world. And obviously God of War has got a lot of combat in it, which is the opposite of this game, apparently, at least so far. Oh, Coalition says, but your character appears to have Vice City syndrome, meaning that he can't swim in a place that is just covered in water. Yeah. No, that does seem fair. Okay, so let's wrap this up, but then we're going to make another video about Scarf right on the heels of this one. So I'll put a subscribe button up for YouTube. This link right here will take you to the next video about Scarf that we're going to make right now. So click that if you're watching it later. And those of you who are here live, of course, we're just going to keep playing.